9/11 was an inside job?
Yes, 9/11 was an inside job. It was a staged event to launch the Iraq War and to set up a domestic police state here in the United States. I was the first to expose 9/11 on the day. In fact, 2 months before, I had intel that elements of the military-industrial complex were going to carry out the attack. I said they'll use bin Laden, the known CIA asset, as their patsy to take the blame for attacking.
Is it not enough that Israel had fingerprints all over 9/11?
I've done the research. Israel could not carry out these attacks. And I'm just saying that on the record. I'm trying to go after who's guilty. I'll say who I believe did it, and all the evidence shows it. And it's Dick Cheney. It's people above him.
Folks always think that, well, they blew up the World Trade Centers to get the $7 billion in insurance money, or they did it to get the oil, or they did it to be able to invade the Middle East, or they did it for weapon sales, or they did it for opium, or they did it for Israel. It's all those reasons. From high-level government inside sources and publicly available facts, we now have a very clear picture of how 9/11 was carried out. You get into bombs in Tower 1 and 2, in 7, absolutely. We don't know who did it. The players involved in 9/11, and we know U.S., British, and Israeli intelligence are all merged at the hip, so all three groups know what really happened. I didn't say America did it. They always said, oh, you say firefighters blew it up. No, criminal elements. We don't know what happened. We just know we're being lied to. Hundreds of Israeli spies were arrested in and around 9/11. I've interviewed the sheriff who picked up the dancing Israelis, who it later turned out were Mossad. And we do know the moving company was a Mossad front.
Who put together 9/11?
Saudi Arabia. The Muslims say Muslims more than anybody. 9/11 was coordinated by Saudi Arabia and elements of the deep state. And we don't know all the exact details. But we know there was a stand down. We know Saudi Arabia ran it. Congress said Saudi Arabia ran 9/11, and that bipartisanly the government stood down because of the embarrassment and covered it up. That's what I mean by 9/11's an inside job.